All right, it's good to be here. And after, I want to say after, it's not like I took a break. I was here last week too. It feels like that after a holiday. Anyway, today, let's kick off in what may become a bigger thing in terms of software wars. And let's go ahead and decide which one's better, Pickmonkey or Canva. Let's go ahead and chat on it. What's up, automators? Justin, founder of automationmastery.net, here to help you coaches, speakers, and trainers create automated systems that save you time and generate you more revenue. And of course, part of that, and this is really big in the kick the last month or so, has been content. And I could not talk about content and not get into some tools, or at least a couple of tools that you can use to push out and create more creative content for your business, whether it be graphics, quote images, any imagery, photos, things like that. A tool that you can use and it's right for your business in that space. So I cannot ignore that topic. I cannot just pass on by it and not talk about some of the tools that are available to you. And so today we're going to have a bit of a clash, and really I'm just going to go back and forth between a couple of tools I'm going to talk about here today. Now, what I'm asking from you, first off, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do. Those things are important. And I want to know, what do you, I put it out on in the Facebook sphere earlier, but what do you use in your business when it comes to design, when it comes to content, when it comes to graphics? What do you use? Do you use a tool? Do you use a person? Do you do it yourself in PowerPoint? Let me know in the comments below. I am curious. Thank you. Good evening, good evening, Miss Morgan. Good evening, Lyric. Appreciate you. This looks fire. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. I know they're probably gonna steal some ideas. It's okay. This is the setup, and the setup each and every single week. All right. So before I hop into this comparison between these two different platforms, I want to talk about and just shout out. And again, if I ever butcher a name, y'all, just let me know in the comments, and I will certainly try to correct myself. But today I want to go ahead and shout out to Alicia Berry for launching. She has the magazine, the Courageous Woman magazine. So it's y'all can see it in the description, courageouswomanmag.com. By the way, these shout outs are not sponsored, right? Nobody's paying me to shout out anything yet. I just do this out of the gracious of my heart and soul. Just a kind of, really just a shout out some other folks out there and doing amazing things. So if you have a business, you have something that you're doing that's cool, right? Like I know Lyric, you were checking this out, or you have stuff going on, throw your business details in the comments. So that way I can add you to the list and include you in one of these future shout outs. Again, these shout outs end up on YouTube, end up getting some Facebook ad dollars put behind these episodes sometimes. So you never know, right? So go ahead and just shout out, because again, I do stuff like this where I'm about to go ahead and show my screen here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do this one. Okay, so yeah, so here we are, the Courageous Woman. This is the inspirational magazine that highlights extraordinary women. Okay, so this is her page, and shout out, like legitimate hats off, because there are not too many sites up now that are pure content that are kept up to date. Like as I go here, I'm seeing that they have stuff as of today, right? And that's a good sign for me, because it tells me that they are like actively putting up stuff all the time. It's actively engaged, and it's all good stuff. Again, it looks like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's a magazine site, so it's very content heavy. You can see all the issues here. Again, if I'm doing a magazine, right, I should be able to go there and find some easy be able to identify that it's up to date, like that stuff's going on, and I see that. So hats off to you, Talisha, for what you're doing. and what you're bringing to the marketplace. Again, if y'all want to check out, look what is a up-to-date platform. I'm seeing some familiar faces here. An up-to-date platform where there's content up and being shared. Make sure y'all head over there and check out the magazine. And I'm sure she's looking for folks who want to be featured in the magazine. So make sure y'all check that out as well. Okay, so that's my shout out for this week. Hopefully, I just hats off to you and what you do. Make sure that you all support them, support the folks that we shout out here, because I want to see everybody do well. It's not just about me and this show. It's about us as a community doing amazing things. So make sure you shout her out. Check her stuff out. Share it. Subscribe to it. Whatever you need to do to support what she does and the what she brings to the marketplace. So that is the shout out for the week. Appreciate that, and I appreciate you all. Appreciate y'all being a part of this. Lyric says, I have a branding for realtors at brandingforrealtors.com. And I'm actually, what I'm doing right now, Lyric, again, I'm like legit about this. I'm adding her to my list. So if y'all want to be y'all want to be featured in one of these episodes, like I just did just now, make sure you throw out what you do, where you're from, like how you serve. If you have a website that you bring to the marketplace, make sure that you go ahead and put that stuff in the comments. Lyric, I'm grabbing your stuff now. You're on the list. Will it be instant? No, because I do have a list in front of me. So I'm kind of going through the list, but you are on there. So as I did this week, I tag you and I make sure I highlight what you do. If you have a website, a funnel, I try to bring those things up and show them off to the people. So that all being said, I appreciate that. If y'all like this stuff, right? Simple. Obviously, y'all can invest in us. Go to automatewithease.com if you want to learn what we do. But other things you can do is just hit that share button. Like, it doesn't cost you a thing. Hit the share button. I won't embarrass you to your client, to your community. I promise there's value here in these videos. And so the share is just fine. You're welcome, Lyric. You're welcome. Appreciate you for what you're doing and how you're serving. And certainly realtors need to be able to connect with you and get that good stuff that you're teaching over in your area. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and hop into this and what I'm going to call the software war, right? This may end up being some larger thing. I've thought about it. I've envisioned it for quite some time. But today, again, we're talking about this thing called content. And I'm getting reared up and planning my next content intensive. So I figured it was good for us to just be in this area of content and how you can use software and tools to get stuff done. So today I'm going to go ahead and compare two platforms you've probably heard of before. It's Pickmonkey and Canva. Again, Pickmonkey and Canva. Those are the two platforms I want to touch on and focus on today. Now, I'm going to give you what I feel is my winner for me. Now, for you, I want to go ahead and also get what you feel is best as well in the comments. I'm going to give you my pick, but I want to see also what you all are thinking. So before I even dive into this comparison of apples and apples or oranges and oranges to apples, because that may also be the case, make sure you put in the comments, what is your pick? What do you feel is better between Pickmonkey and Canva? I want to know what your opinions are, and also why you feel one thing may be better than the other. Those things are also important for me to know. Not just because, but why do you think one platform is better than the other? Let's actually pick a clear-cut winner and loser, and let's not be political about it. Not be like which one's better. I'm gonna give you a political answer, which just means my contextual answer, and also give you my straightforward answer in terms of where I thought if you had your last dollars, where they should end up going in your business. Okay, so that all being said, let's get to the comparison. Now, if you don't know what these two platforms are, they are essentially, they started off as graphic-centric creation platforms, right? Like, you go on there, you create a logo, you create an image, you create a flyer, anything where you can put letters and pictures and colors and images, and then take it, save it, and then post it somewhere. So that is how this platform that's how both of these platforms began. Okay. Now, where they are now is kind of where this conversation will highlight which one is better than the other. But at its core, Pickmonkey and Canva are both graphic creation centric platforms. Okay. Funny enough, they both started in 2012. So I went back and checked. I said, which one started first? They both started back in 2012. So they both started at the same time in an era, again, when is this shift from having to go out and use the Adobes of the world. And there's this craze to try to simplify graphics, right? So you have to understand where they kind of came from. And with everything, there's always something being built to make something simpler. And so these platforms started in a time and a phase where everybody was trying to make graphics simpler. Okay. And with that, they launched. And at the onset, both were fairly simple, right? Like I checked out both earlier on in their lifespan, and there wasn't really that much going on. Pickmonkey was like far from perfect. Canva also far from perfect when you're looking at comparing them to like an Adobe, which has essentially been able to do a ton of stuff for what it seems like has been forever. Okay, so these platforms are really set up to be simple in their process of editing content. Now, today, I'm going to make some comparisons in terms of features, pricing, and then essentially just like what you can accomplish at the end of the day. And you'll find the differences for now, right? And that's also going to be my last point as we take a look at these platforms. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Boom, boom, so y'all can see what I have and what is going on. Okay, let's go ahead and slide on over to my handy dandy screen. Go ahead and move this out the way so I can see my comments still. Folks that want to hop in with us. All right, so y'all should be able to see the screen at the moment. If not, then of course just let me know in the comments. But you should be able to see my whole entire desktop at this point in time. So right now I'm on pickmonkey.com, and let's compare features, okay? Because this is really the big differentiator. But I want to first talk about features from the standpoint of simply editing stuff, okay? Pickmonkey, as you look at it, you can do photo editing, design, and touch up, okay? So you can create graphics and all those things, but you can also do some photo touch up. So if somebody has blemishes and things like that in their photos, they can clean those things up. Touch up, and so kind of different adjustments to lighting and things of that nature. It's just, it has very precise features when it comes to editing. Not as powerful as like a Photoshop or a Illustrator. Certainly not that. But it gets close and it moves in that direction, right? So again, there's a lot of stuff here in terms of filters and adjustment to colors. They have stock photos, things of that nature as well. But where it really comes down to just feeling different is its ability to get down into the details when it comes to the little edits and tweaks you can make. Okay, so that's where I see Pickmonkey as different. Canva, if you go over to the other side and you look at their features, okay, from an editing standpoint, fairly simple. They are adding on features to get fancier, but they're just not there yet. They just added on cropping, I think like a few weeks ago, which is a big deal for me. But Pickmonkey had cropping like forever ago, and they had a bunch of other features. So when it comes down to editing itself, Pickmonkey is the clear winner. Like, it goes deeper in terms of the functionality when it comes to editing things, especially photos. So if you're looking to edit photos and touch up photos and things like that, Pickmonkey is better. It wins in that area. When it comes to just more granular editing options, Pickmonkey, in my opinion, is better in terms of having more granular features. But on the other side, Canva, while still lacking some of those granular things in terms of photo touch-up, and some of those little features like just make editing easier, they still accomplish a lot of the basic editing features you need to be effective, and their interface is in a way quicker, and it's just easier for me to use. Again, I've used both. So I've actually gone in and used both. This is not just me kind of speculating. I've actually edited things in both. And there have been times where I've edited something in Pickmonkey, and then I took it and I moved it over, right? I moved it over to Canva to finish it. Because there were some things in Pickmonkey I didn't love in terms of how it was used, and some differences in features that I thought were cleaner over in Canva and not as clean over in Pickmonkey. So that was one, okay? So from a in-depth standpoint, Pickmonkey goes deeper, but I feel like Canva in some way is smoother and quicker. That's how I felt using it. Pricing wise, and that's fairly straightforward. Let's talk about the pricing and let's see which one edges out. Again, Canva is very straightforward. You either get it free, you do pro, or you do enterprise. Okay? Like, there's not much in between. Canva, on the other hand, you go over here, you go to pricing, and they hit you with, like, so again, there's 3 different options. They don't have the free option. They have a basic, a pro, and a team. I've always felt that, like this basic level, you might as well get pro, right? And they kind of structured it that way. It's like you might as well go ahead and get pro. This is, it's okay if you want to check stuff out, but then if you want to go here and you want to reformat and smart resize stuff, that's a challenge. You want to have brand kits, things like that, you don't get that. One-click background removal, okay, you don't get that, which is really good. You get additional photos and things. Again, it's just, there's no reason to not just get this. So in that sense, like pricing wise, again, they're about the same. As you can see, it pretty much their pro mid-level is like apples to apples in terms of features and function and kind of what you get. Again, Canva, you get a one-click background remover, and a lot of the same features. You can do a brand kick, you get magic, you can do resizing, you get a ton of stock stuff. I will say, from a template, and so outside of pricing is pretty much the same. Editing videos wise, Pickmonkey has an edge. Editing images wise, Pickmonkey has an edge. Overall features and resources, if Pickmonkey is a Honda, Canva is an Audi. When it comes to overall features, Pickmonkey is a Honda. It's dependable. You can get stuff done. It has some good features, and it certainly is getting better. And it has some higher trim capability. But Canva is like the everything. It's like having it's like having a mid-sized SUV. It can be fast, has room, has all the features, bells and whistles. You can do anything and everything with it. I can race you. I can go up the mountain on you. I can pull a trailer on you. Whatever it is, I can get it. That's what Canva is when it comes down to features and overall ability. It doesn't even compare. Canva, you can create videos, presentations. You can print T-shirts and paraphernalia straight from Canva. You can have they have a calendar, for God's sakes, where you can publish to social media from Canva. The amount of elements and templates and things available to you. The fact you can do animated content, you can do that all in Canva. Like, Canva has so many more features at the end of the day when it comes to being able to get stuff done. So again, if you had to say Justin, then well, what's your winner? It kind of leans, right? And to add on to that, because my first point was that Pickmonkey goes deeper. But as I've looked at the trajectory over time, Canva essentially is moving faster to add on more features. And it's doing it consistently. I have not seen the same thing for Pickmonkey. Canva has like 1,000,001 features. Again, I can print products, business cards, postcards, invitation, mugs, flyers, t-shirts. If I just go back to features, again, I can do presentations, look at all these elements. There's so many more stock items, stock photos, stock images. Their templates are amazing. And I'm not saying I haven't done the apples comparison in terms of the amount of templates in Canva versus Pickmonkey. But from what I've seen and discovered, like what you're seeing right now in terms of that background in this live stream, Canva. That starting scene, the scenes that you see, Canva. Like, Canva has so many resources. It essentially becomes a one-stop shop for content. And it's amazing. And I've used it in so many creative ways that at this point in time, like, I can even run a PowerPoint presentation. I'm almost thinking of doing all of my presentations, like just skipping PowerPoint and going straight to Canva because of how nice and how dynamic the look that you can get in Canva with your presentations. You can get them in PowerPoint too, but just Canva makes it easy and it just looks really good. Like, really good. If it didn't take so long for me to edit it, like, I would already be there. Like, my presentation would already be in Canva. So from a standpoint of functionality, like, it's just so much more in Canva. To add again, but then to add to that, really what kicks it for me personally is the fact that Canva is just growing feature-wise at a rate that's just ridiculous. Again, the features here in Pickmonkey aren't bad, but at the end of the day, right? Like, yeah, it's got plenty of stuff in here in terms of templates, so that's not an issue. It's just when it comes down to it, and I want to actually get stuff done, design tools, right? Like, there's only so much you can do here. You can create graphics. You can do logos. Right? Like, that's cool. And they're adding on stuff. Let's see. Designs with video. Okay. So, it looks like they're adding on other features, but they weren't first. Canva was doing that stuff first. Right, and so that gives me the confidence that Canva is going to count in this area when it comes to design. Like, even here it says try video. Yeah, I mean, Canva's been doing it already for quite some time. So, like, Canva's my winner in terms of what I see and how I feel about it. Canva's my winner, but Pickmonkey's not bad. Pickmonkey's not bad. I just say that Canva is better in my book. Also, it's 4 cents less. Right? It's 4 cents less. But that's just me. That's my pick. That's what I'm sticking to. Is the winner for me is Canva. At the end of the day, when it comes to overall features and where those features are, I feel like Canva is further along. It was further along in this process than Pickmonkey was in terms of adding some of these other things. So I just see them continue to accelerate. That and the fact that I can do so many other things in terms of presenting straight from there. I can print out products. Like, it's just easy and simple for me. That's how I feel about it, and that's my pick. So let me know what y'all think. Pickmonkey or Canva? Which one's better? If you are looking to automate your business, you want to be able to use tools like this, or you want somebody to help you and just do stuff like this for you, go ahead and automatewithease.com. Again, that is automatewithease.com. All right. I appreciate you and all that you do. Share this with a friend, a family member, or a foe because they need this information too. I'll see you in the next one. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.